Right then, season over. Underwhelming, as I've mentioned a couple of times. I'm not going to say the whole thing about we need to make a push for it this year, but we kind of need to make a push for it this year. So this is going to be probably quite an important and potentially very busy transfer special. I think so anyway. Should we get stuck in? Hello guys, David here and welcome back to episode number 35 of Going Intercontinental here with Newell's Old Boys. As I mentioned in the intro, this is going to be the season review / transfer special episode for season number 4. We will have a look through the squad, we'll see what's been going on, we'll have a look through all of the post-season review stuff, and then we'll basically just hammer through and try and make as many signings as we can to improve the squad. That's pretty much what the plan is. But anyway, let's start with the season review stuff. So I'm actually going to go back a bit further than this. You'll see that Barotha actually managed to win, I believe, the Jugador del Mes is the Player of the Month award. He played 4 games and scored 3, so I assume it's in the month. So he then dedicated that to me, which is very nice of him. Bottom one, making positive development. Riera showing pleasing progress. This is my biggest concern. I don't know what to do with either of these. I'm probably going to... I don't know. I need to have a look at contracts and stuff. I need to probably ship one of them on, maybe, because they just don't fit in the same team. Either that, or I need to make a more concerted effort to make Bottlemore a left winger. I'll have a look at all of this separately, so don't worry too much about that for you guys. But yeah, let's go into the season review stuff proper, shall we? So first of all, we have the overall best 11 squad. So as we can see here, Limusan is the goalkeeper. We then got a back four of Faroni, Fernandez, Christian Lemmer still in the side, amazingly, and Nadalan there as well. Annabelle Moraine, in fact, let's go through the players who have moved on. We know where Lemmer is anyway, but let's just see how he's getting on. He is old now. Is he still turning up? He's still putting in some pretty decent results. He's not had the same goal scoring form he did as he was with us when he was on all sorts of set pieces, because for centre halves in Argentina, they seem to be really, really good at set pieces. I don't really know why. Annabelle Moreno, he is in China. Oh no, I always get these ones wrong. He is in America with Atlanta United, and again, last season wasn't the best, but he's turned it around in the MLS so far in 2023. See, they're running a different calendar year to us. Torres, he's still with us. Aguirre as well is still with us. Benitez also with us. Somehow he's made it into it. Sforza with Leeds United. Has he been playing for them? He has been, and not very well. Let's see how, hoping to gain some first team experience by going on loan. That could be a very tasty option, but again, I really don't see the point. But he's made 11 appearances in the Premier League, and they have been relegated, which is not very good for our affiliate team. That's the one. We have a friendly against them in the season. They're going back down into the Championship. And as I've just remembered, before I go any in a few episodes now, I need to go tell you guys what's happening with Steve. Long and short of it, he's not playing, to be completely honest. He had a substitute appearance in the Champions League, same again in Serie A, and that is pretty much all she wrote. Unfortunately, not quite worked out for him. In fact, can we make an offer to loan him? Not yet. Maybe we'll record. We'll keep a note of that, because that could be a fun one to do. Let's get him on the scout report, and let's see if we can maybe bring him in, because he would be a very welcome addition into the squad at right back, I think. But yeah, so Sforza, and then obviously Roman Bravo, who we lost last season. He is still in Argentina as well. He is on an absolute mountain of money. That is mental. And wow, I mean, he's scoring goals. 21 in 27 in one season, 5 in 13 in the second, not too good, but still, that is pretty impressive for that man. Has he had it? Is he playing for Argentina yet? No, not even a youth cap, which is a shame for him. You've got to see that changing at some point. That's insane. Let's get a scout on him as well. Let's just see what's going on. And then substitutes Alan Aguirre, who is still going to be in Qatar, I assume, or wherever it is. He is still at the same team. Caligari, who we sold latter part of the season, is at Talleres. Bartolo's still at the club, as is Rodriguez. Brian Rivero is in China, unless he's moved on. Oh, he's transfer listed. Shame we can't afford him. He'd be a nice little player to get in. Again, I'm gonna whack a scout over to go and check him out, see what's going on. Belmonte and Varela obviously still with the club as well. So yeah, interesting, that one. Martin Benitez was the pick of the three players coming in with an average rating of 6.87. Fantastic. End of season awards then. Lautaro Torres, Jesus, comfortably taking player of the season. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised by the amount he's done it by. Um, Goal of the season, Lautaro Torres against Teleres, which I can't play for some reason, which is weird. Signing of the season, Ricardo Graça, I can understand that. And player of the season, young player of the season, sorry, is Varela. Again, not unsurprising that either. What is interesting is the fact that I'm looking at the team of the season and Monetti has gone in despite the fact that Limassol played the majority of the year, which tells you how much better he's been, which is good. But yeah, Monetti in goal, Ferroni, Fernandez, Graça, and Andriozzi the back four. Belmonte and Torres in the centre of the park. Aguirre, Bottomore, Benitez supporting Varela up top. I mean, that's pretty much the team, aside from Fernandez, who finished the season, to be completely honest, so I'm not surprised. Um, Stats-wise, top goal scorer Damien Varela with 12 goals. That needs to improve badly. We have been getting goals from all across the pitch, but that's still not good enough. Lautaro Torres' highest rating, 7.43. Damien Varela with the most assists, so I can kind of let him off on the goal scoring thing. Sebastian Ceballos, that is an incredible stat at 94% for a centre forward. Didn't play that many games though. Lautaro Torres, most man of the matches of 9. Belmonte, the most yellow cards with 10. And then Belmonte again with the most red cards alongside Martin Benitez, because I knew it was. I said it in the last episode. I knew he'd had a couple of red cards with 2 there as well. Season review, expected to emerge from a clutch of mid-table outlets. Yeah, but flattered to deceive. Yeah, pretty much. Disappointing campaign. Thanks to their largely thanks to their poor form around September. Was it September that we had a shocking run of form? There's been so many of them. I mean, September wasn't too bad. If I was to say when our really bad run of form was, it's probably around about here, April, March, April time. But I won't go against that, and I can't go against it anyway. 33 players used. Match of the season was the 4-1 win against Gymnasia. Moment to forget, understandably, the 4-0 loss to Boca Juniors. 80% attendance, that's not very good. I did the vision expectation meeting. It was very much the same. Top half, just maintain the top half finish and need to start improving that. Dynamics updates, team leaders Belmonte, Limassol and Torres all going to be staying with the club, as are pretty much all of them as well. Nederland is now going to be set to stay at the club, I think. Team meeting done that anyway. Season report, obviously Bottomore was out for a while, torn knee ligaments, and they come back in literally like 3 weeks' time, which is madness. And that's it. That's all we have so far. So let's go and have a look. No, that's not the one I want. I want my team report. Strength and weakness. What we're looking at here. So we've got a very strong squad. Apparently, there's a lack of bravery in the squad. We need to depth at wing back. Not really. Not the best at penalty taking. Yeah, there's a bit that we need to work on. There's not a great deal of quality depth outside the first team amongst the players currently at the club. That's because they're all out on loan, Mr. Assistant Manager. So I'm not concerned about that. But anyway, let's go into the squad depth and let's have a look. See. So we've got future transfers out there being hidden. Could we not other clubs? Is that the one that we can look at? No, apparently not. Let's get rid of the reserve squad as well because I'm not too fussed about them. And let's start off with the 3-star players. I'm pretty sure we've got a player for every position now, which is lovely. So Bios and Varela up top. You've got Barotha and Aguirre, who are very good players on the left-hand side. Obviously, Aguirre can switch to the right as well, adding that little bit of extra depth. Leonardo Bottlemore and Maximiliano Riera, the 2 centre attacking midfielders, which is fine. Benitez and Victor Paz. I'm expecting Paz is going to probably come in and do a bit more of a job when he comes back from his loan at Colo Colo. So hopefully he can start to do a bit more of a job there. He probably needs to look at improving some of these stats. So, for example, if I wanted to play him as an inverted winger, he's probably going to need to start to improve a few of these things. But he's got some pretty decent physicals on him, which is all good for the moment. Definitely need to strengthen it at the centre midfield role. We definitely need a couple more players in there, but again, I'll have a look properly in a second once we open up some more players. Definitely need to strengthen at left back. Centre half again need to strengthen. Right back we should be okay because we've got a couple of decent players. I can't find good goalkeepers in Argentina. I'm just struggling massively, so I don't know what we'll do with that. The good thing is, obviously, when I open up 2 stars, just to get a lot more players come through, and it pretty much tidies up most of the team itself. Again, the main areas we need to improve are definitely in the centre of the park. and at left back, and probably in the centre of defence as well, because Machuca probably isn't going to stay. We can try our best, but I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, centre half, centre mid, and maybe a goalkeeper if we can find one. We'll have to try and improve over the course of this summer. Let's just check my other formation. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that because they've got Belotti and Calcaterra who can always come in and do a job there if needs be. So yeah, we know where we need to strengthen. That's the main thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you guys. You're going to lose me for a minute while I go and make lots of fun decisions and try and make lots of transfers and things like that. And we'll come back once we've made a bit of a dent in the transfer budget and let's see how we get on. Budget time. I haven't checked this yet. This could be fun. I mean, I did technically click on it and then I tried to do something really silly while I marked some things as red, but I haven't actually seen what's on there, so that'll be interesting. Tax bill of 2.1 million, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. Content of competition sponsor. Weird. Less than, oh no, higher than the other one. Cool. A bit more in sponsorship, with less in broadcast revenues, way more in competition prize money, which is again weird. I wouldn't have expected that. A bit more in corporate, and then a little bit more in terms of that as well. And Torres, Aguirre, and Benitez, the top three shirts. Interesting. Sold nearly 800,000 worth of shirts. Cool. Oh no. I don't know what that means. Scouting budget. I thought we were covering more of this. I want to cover the continent of South America. I'm not too fussed about the world. I'd like to try and keep South American players if we can. That'd be nice. Plus, no one really European wants to come here anyway. But yeah, anyway. Board set initial budgets. How much do we have to play with? 325k per week and a transfer budget at 7.15 million. Okay, we can do something with this. So that means we have £101,000 free in terms of absolute wage budget for this week, for this year. To put that into perspective, if we go to that, if we go all the way to transfer budget, that means we have 13.5 million to spend, or we have 240 odd thousand to spend in the wage budget. I don't really think it matters, to be honest. What we're looking financially speaking, if we spend all of that, we are going to go well back down towards the red, which I don't want to do, as I've mentioned before. Projections wise, we're looking tidy at the moment. We're looking okay. So yeah, I'm all right with that. I can take that. That sounds good to me. Right, yeah. Anyway, actually, whilst I was here, let me show you guys some things. Why did I close all of these? So Steve is still a 3.5 star player. He has a slight interest in joining us. We're not going to buy him permanently, obviously. That's not going to happen. The one that interested me a little bit more is the fact that Roman Bravo is definitely interested in joining, which could be an interesting one. Again, he's worth a lot of money, so they probably won't want to get rid of him, which is a bit of a shame. Rivero, extremely interested, but not really good enough, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, this was the one that interested me, but again, I've just noticed the price and he's far too expensive and he's going to want way too much. And I'm not wasting all of my transfer and wage budget on a player who left us because he's not going to want to stay. But anyway, let's carry on. I've not made any deals or anything like that yet, so let's carry on and I'll come back to you when we've made some business. Some more relatively interesting news for you all. Review of the league is here. Lautaro Torres impressively with the highest average rating. I've only just noticed that myself. That was a new one. Tolera's biggest overachievers, underachievers Lanús, obviously, because they finished 16th, which is pretty shocking for them. But on the season summary, we took both the signing of the season and the worst signing of the season as well. Gratha getting signing of the season. I'm not surprised about that because he played very well. Barotha getting the worst signing of the season. Again, yeah, probably not too surprising. And yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Mega Hugeldor. That's Player of the Season. Oh, cool. He got Player of the Season. I did not notice that. Well, there you go. Just thought I'd give you that update. Only one transfer has happened since then. We have committed to bringing in Machuca on loan for another season. He is going to be with us until next summer now. Exactly the same as we had before. So that's a good signing to have, which I'm quite pleased with. I am toying with the idea of bringing in the likes of Hector Nouri on loan. See if we can do that. That would be nice. In fact, actually, can we make an offer just yet? I don't think we can. No, our transfer window doesn't open for another week, I don't think. So there isn't really any signings to make at the moment, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I'll keep coming back to you guys, and we'll keep going up through and updating as and when things change throughout the off seasons. Let's carry on. All right then, quick sit rep. We've got a couple of days until the cup game, but I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a heads up before that, just so you can see what sort of business we've been doing. I've been busy both in and out. We've spent more than we've made, which is certainly different, not something I'm used to in this save. So Don Santi, I think we knew about it. Well, I think I mentioned it before. He's obviously gone to Newcastle on a free. He was leaving anyway. Julian Marcioni has gone to Curicó Unido for a permanent fee of around £425, pound, 425,000, which is fine. Mauro Velasquez, who is a very good-looking potential centre half, has gone on loan to Alte Almirante Brown, and then Nicolas Romero has gone on loan to Tigra. He will probably become my starting goalkeeper as of next season if he has a good season up in, I believe, Mexico. Is that Mexico? Oh no, oh, different Tigra. So he's in the league below, but that's fine. It's coached by Hernan Crespo. Very nice. Incomings have been a little bit more fruity so far. We've brought in 4 new players, 2 on loan, 2 permanently. First one we brought in was Federico Atlante from Porto on loan for a season. He is typically a false 9, but he's not going to play as a false 9 for me. He's probably going to play on the right-hand side as a inside forward, as you can see, looking pretty tidy there, or he could do similar on the left as well, which is good. So we've got a good bit of utility out of that man. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he pays off. Very, very good signing indeed on loan for the season. Next one we have is a familiar face, Hector Nora. He's come in on loan for a year from Tottenham. I did try and get for 2 years, didn't fancy going for it. He is currently on international duty and he doesn't return for quite a while, so you will miss the next few games. He'll miss the cup game and the 2 Copa Sudamericana games as well, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm very, very glad to have him back into the team. He's just going to slot straight in and probably play alongside, if not in replacement of Torres, because we know he can do that. And yeah, he'll come in and play as a box-to-box midfielder if he's alongside Torres, or if he's the main player in there, he'll probably play as his deep line playmaker role, but give him a chance to stretch his legs a little bit. But very, very pleased to have him back in. We are paying his full wages though, which is not ideal, but it was the only way we could get him into the club. And then the other 2 signings we've made, we've got a centre half from Santos, Felipe Aguila, who's a ball playing defender. So very pleased to bring him in as well. He'll be a very good counterbalance for Grather in the centre of the park as well. And plus, it just gives us the chance to get a few more defensive players in. Obviously, as I mentioned, we tend to be all right defensively, but there's still room for improvement. So it's good to get him in and just start to hopefully bring a bit more experience in. Obviously, 30 years old, 5 caps for Colombia, 3.5-star player at the moment. Actually better technically across a lot of levels than Grather is, which is awesome. So really pleased with him. And then the final one we brought in was Kevin Duarte, centre midfielder. Plays as a Mazzara typically. I think it's probably meaning that is going to be the end of Dennis Rodriguez, I think. I'm going to keep an eye out. If any bids come in for him, I'll definitely have a look at it. I wasn't going to bring him in. I actually waited to bring him in until Nora had officially confirmed, because if he didn't, then I would have brought this guy in straight away. But he did come in. I'm very pleased to have him here. He's looking like a very tidy looking player. As you can see, very good mentals in terms of physicals. Mentals looking okay. Technical, not the best, especially not for Mazzala with the whole dribbling issue there. But again, can play as a deep line playmaker. So get good little bit of balance into the squad, and plus gives us strength and depth in the centre of the park. Obviously got Torres, Belmonte and Nora who'll play the majority of the time, and then Duarte, Rodriguez, Calcaterra even can come in and do a job behind them as well. It's actually, to be honest with you, been very much a, what's the word? Well, as you can see here, a lot of just failed transfers, both in and out. If we look at the ins first, Walter Zapata, he was the one that I told you about, who I was looking at to replace Kano in the last episode, I think. Maybe at the start of this one, I can't remember. As you can probably tell, it's been a while since I was doing this. I was doing the initial clips this earlier, and I'm back onto it now. And it's at the evening, so slightly different time zone. So yeah, a little bit darker and everything like that. But yeah, I was looking at bringing him in. He looked like a really, really tidy signing. He then went on a permanent deal to Newcastle. I immediately thought I could be really clever and bring him in on loan. He said no twice. So he will not be joining us anytime soon. Um, Elias Gomez, similar sort of issue. He plays for Argentinos Juniors. Again, very good looking player, complete wing back. And I mean, look at those. Look at how well rounded he is for a left back. I was thinking, great, he sorted out all of my problems at left back now. He'll come in. Accepted the transfer. I think it was 3.3 rising to 3.8 after 2 seasons, something like that. And yeah, I for some reason neglected to do the contract talk, so let someone else. I let the director of football do it. So he has not joined us, but we will try again in the next couple of weeks, just to see if he is willing to start talks again, and I will do those myself. Um, if that doesn't happen, then we have got the option of Kazu coming in. He's a Japanese left back, currently plays for Coritiba. He's not the worst. He's not the best. He's a good looking potential player. Again, fairly nicely rounded, really good physicals on that side of things, good mentals. Um, the technicals are decent. Again, if I put him in as a wing back, he can probably do a job there, which is always nice. So we shall see. He is coming in with a loan option first. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying not to go through too many foreign players, but it's hard not to now. Just struggling to get any Argentinian players because it costs so damn much. And then on the outs, to be honest, it's mainly being a case of rejecting or just getting deals through that just aren't good enough. Um, I had a few players who got really pissy about the fact I didn't include them in the Copa Sudamericana squad. Sorry, Luque and Rodriguez, two of those. So they are both subsequently going out on loan. Couldn't get them on permanent deals, although Rodriguez does still look like potentially a decent player. So I brought him out on loan just to really see what he can do. Give him another season or so, and then we'll see what happens. So he's got people fighting over him, including the very appropriate Chaco Forever, which I quite like. Um, River Plate have come in for Torres twice. No, he's a better player in my opinion than Rivero and Moreno were, and they went for like 6-7 million each. So he's not going to River Plate. He wasn't even interested. Every time it came up, he said he's not remotely interested. I was like, cool, that's fine then. And then Isaiah Barotha, Levante came in. He was interested. Again, the bids just weren't enough. They wanted to pay like 3.5 million for him. I thought, no, he's a better player than that. He's at least a £5 million player in my eyes. Even if he's not played too well recently, he wants to join them, but he's not kicked up a fuss since I rejected the transfer offer. So no real issues there. And then Fabrizio Bacci, who is a centre forward. He has had an offer come in from Boca Juniors. We rejected it. It was only like 100k more than his value. My director of football, youth development, whichever one it was, just swiftly went, nah, get out of here. So yeah, a lot of it's what could have been. There was one other person. What's his name? Munza? Is it Munza? Munda? Yeah, this guy was really gutted about it. He was going to be my replacement, and then it meant I could ship out Rodriguez. No. Benitez. In fact, actually, I've just realised he's available on loan, so maybe we'll try and bring him in on loan. That seems like a sensible decision. David, do that. But yeah, we got to the point we put in a contract offer for him. As you can see, he rejected offers from Roma, Villa, and us. So he was always set to go to Napoli, I think. £2.4 million deal. But now that I've noticed he is potentially available, I'm going to get the scouts back on him and get a bit more out of him, because I was really gutted that we didn't get him through. Would have been a really good option on the right hand side, but now we notice we might be able to do it. And I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, a lot of it was just us not being able to get players. Obviously, we did get and this guy. Oh no, that was Gomez. That's fine. Yeah, most of it was just we tried to get players, we didn't get them. Other people just slipped in and managed to take them away from us, which is a bit of a shame. Also worth noting, Steve Hood potentially on his way to Porto. I'll be glad if he does, because as we saw before, he's not played really anything for Napoli. So I would like it if he went somewhere else. I did try and put in a loan offer for him, but they want him to sell him permanently, so he's not going to be coming to us anytime soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and do the game against whoever it is that we've got. Where are we? Alvarado. And then I will run up until the game against Juan Juric, or Aric, however you pronounce it. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. And I've just noticed, unfortunately, Belmonte and Torres both injured, which is not ideal. Both suspended for that game, which is less than ideal. So we'll have to kind of figure it out as we go along. Really good thing we've got Duarte in. But yeah, I'm going to spin through that. If there's any more interesting business, I will let you know. Otherwise, I'll catch you probably just before the Juan Uric game, just to round up what's happened. Alrighty then, just pretty much ready for the game against Juan Urich. Before we get into that, just a couple of things to update you on. Pre-season preview, we are in 7th place, 20-1 favourites to win the title, which is better than we've had before. Our best two players are both Torres and Nora, now he's back in as well. Transfer wise, I think it was just one more. Yeah, Kazu's come in. Obviously, Rodriguez and Luque both gone out on loan. Kazu has come in on loan and looks a better player than I initially thought, which is quite useful. So again, very nicely rounded player, lovely physicals, good mentals. Technicals are decent as well, and is definitely going to be a very, very good wing back for us. So he'll be probably starting some games over the next couple of weeks. He probably won't play in this one. We'll probably give that to Ferroni, I would imagine. And I believe there's a couple that we're looking at. We're looking at Mateus Ortega, just as a youth option, just to flesh it out a little bit. Cesar Munda didn't want to join. He rejected the contract. I'm going to actually try and bring in Elias Gomez again. Try the same bid we did last time. Still got some money to spare. See, we're still looking pretty that way. Still got 3 million left in the bank. We'll probably sell some players at some point. I'd imagine we're going to get some money in for the likes of Riera, maybe even Baltimore and people like that, to be completely honest with you. So I think we'll probably end up going with those. And we are out of the cup. You can't write this. Honestly, look at these stats. Where are we? We lost on penalties, which is all you need to know. They're not a very good team at all. Where's the stats? How do I get the stats on here? Here we go. Stats. Match stats. It's not good reading if you're a Newell's fan. Look at that. 26, none. 10, none. 11, none. Basically everything none on the good side. We committed 2 fouls. That is mental how good that is. Obviously, as you'd come to expect, Benitez didn't play very well. Shocking, you might think. Aguirre, great game. Ferroni, great game. But just lost on penalties, and I knew it was going to happen because they did the whole thing. I said it again. Happened a couple of episodes ago, where Atlante, who came on, he was looking pretty lively to be fair on the right hand side. I'm quite pleased with him. He came on. He went to take the penalty, but it's the whole thing where it just took ages for him to run up and take the penalty, and I knew he's missed. It was simple as that. It was sudden death. He missed, and we were out. So disappointing, obviously. We should have won comfortably. We should have been 4 or 5-0, but we just couldn't score. Couldn't put it in the back of the net. So if you can't put it in the back of the net, you're not going to go through these sorts of things. That's just life itself, very philosophical. But anyway, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to come back to you guys for the next episode, which will obviously be the games against Juan Urich in the Copa Sudamericana. So, and I mean, we'll probably do some more transfer business. To be honest, I'm in a bit of a spendy mood. We've got until, when do we have until? I think it's the middle of August. Yeah, so you've got a fair bit of time. Transfer window closes domestically there. There's a foreign transfer window, and then that closes. I don't really get it, to be honest. But put it this, we've got time. I think restricted like free transfers and stuff, maybe loans. I don't know, like emergency stuff, I guess. And again, we've got such a stupidly busy start to the year, so it's going to be a fun one. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this one and you've enjoyed some of the business we've done, hopefully we can push on this season, do a little bit better. Hopefully get to where the previews suggest we will, in 7th place and maybe a little bit higher as well. If you have enjoyed this one, yeah, make sure you hit that like button. That'd be very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel and it's the first time you see the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell notification so you can see every video every time it goes live as well. And let me know your thoughts on the transfer business and general kind of happenings in the comments as well. But my name's been David. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you again next time. Cheers.